Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that might feel a little uncomfortable, but is oh so important to talk about: online gossip and the harm it causes. If you've ever been caught in the whirlwind of online drama or seen someone's reputation getting torn apart in the blink of an eye, this video is for you. The digital age has brought us closer together in some ways, but it's also made it a whole lot easier for gossip and toxic behavior to spread. Today we're going to explore how something as human as gossip has morphed into something darker in the online world, using the Tattle Life website as a case study. You may not know much about Tattle Life, but trust me, its story is a reflection of something bigger happening in the digital spaces we all inhabit. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about the digital echo chamber, what's behind it, and why we need to think more carefully about our online behavior. The digital echo chamber. Let's start by taking a step back and thinking about gossip in the real world. We all know how easy it is to get swept up in the latest juicy rumor or to share something we just heard. It's almost instinctive, right? Humans have this fascinating curiosity about others. But when we bring this behavior online, things get a little complicated. You've probably seen it before: gossip or speculation spiraling into something much more dangerous. In the case of Tattle Life, a controversial gossip website, speculation quickly turns into harassment. The site itself became notorious for anonymous users tearing apart people's lives, sharing personal information, defaming others, and creating an atmosphere of constant judgment. At first glance, the internet seems like a space designed for connection. You can meet people from across the world, share ideas, or even become an influencer. But if you take a closer look, something darker starts to emerge. The more we engage with platforms like these, the more isolated we can feel. There's this false sense of belonging when we connect with others online, but it often leads to feelings of alienation and anxiety, especially for those who find themselves the target of online gossip. If this resonates with you, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps us spread awareness about the darker side of the internet. The Tattle Life case. Unmasking the dark side. Now, let's zoom in on the Tattle Life case itself. For 7 years, the website's owner operated under complete anonymity, fueling rumors and enabling online harassment without ever being held accountable. It wasn't until a massive investigation unveiled the man behind it, a plant-based recipe influencer named Sebastian Bond. Yeah, you heard that right. A wellness advocate by day, a harbinger of online harm by night. The thing is, Tattle Life wasn't just a harmless platform for venting frustrations. It became a place where people's lives were dissected without permission, and where one person's privacy could be destroyed in seconds. One victim, a content creator, had her home address exposed while she was pregnant. How terrifying is that? And her desperate attempts to reach out to the site's moderators were ignored. This wasn't just an isolated incident, it was part of a wider pattern of harm that took years to address. It's easy to say, they should have just ignored it, but the psychological toll on those affected is real. Imagine being constantly afraid that the next personal detail about you could end up being shared publicly for others to dissect and criticize. This story is wild, right? Stick around to the end if you want to know exactly why some people take it so far, and how it might be closer to home than you think. Why do we gossip? The psychological pull of the crowd. Alright, so why do people participate in gossip and online bullying in the first place? What's going on in our brains that makes us engage in this kind of behavior? One reason is the simple need for validation. We all want to feel seen and accepted, right? And on social media, we can get that instant gratification through likes, comments, and shares. But here's the kicker. When we compare ourselves to others' carefully curated, perfect lives online, it can mess with our own self-esteem. Sometimes, when we feel bad about ourselves, it's tempting to point out someone else's flaws, isn't it? We feel better for a moment, as if by highlighting others' imperfections, we're somehow compensating for our own insecurities. This is where gossip often comes in. It's a distraction, a temporary boost to make us feel superior. And let's face it, the drama and the excitement are hard to resist. The other big factor is anonymity. When we're behind a screen, we can hide our true selves. It's easier to say things we wouldn't say face to face. This online disinhibition effect is why people often act differently online, more impulsive, more aggressive. And it doesn't just apply to petty comments. It can escalate into things like cyberbullying and doxing. But here's the thing, it's not just the people spreading the gossip who suffer. The victims feel it too. Constant harassment can lead to social isolation, anxiety, and even depression. And let's not forget the long-lasting effects on one's reputation. The digital footprint we leave behind can stick with us for years, affecting everything from relationships to job opportunities. So expected. But that's the continuing gossip. If you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content. The philosophical dilemma. So, what does all of this mean for how we think about free speech, privacy, and accountability in the digital age? This is where things get really interesting. On one hand, we have freedom of expression, the right to say what we want, when we want. But there's also the concept of the harm principle, which suggests that freedom of speech should only be limited when it causes harm to others. The problem with online spaces is that it's not always clear when speech crosses the line from harmless chatter to harm. Anonymity complicates things further. While it can protect vulnerable individuals, it can also empower people to be reckless and even malicious. In the case of Tattle Life, anonymity allowed the founder to run a harmful platform for years without facing the consequences. This raises a huge question. How do we balance privacy with accountability in online spaces? We also need to think about the bigger picture of digital reputation. One careless comment or shared rumor can haunt someone forever. This is especially dangerous when you consider how easy it is to create false information online. If platforms like Tattle Life can perpetuate lies and harm, what does that say about the responsibility of tech companies to protect their users? Now, if this is starting to hit close to home, make sure to stick around until the end. We'll get into why these online behaviors are so deeply ingrained in us and what we can do about them. Call for conscious engagement. Before we wrap up, here's the big takeaway. Our online behavior has real-world consequences. Whether we're sharing a post, commenting on a thread, or just reading through gossip, we're participating in the shaping of someone's digital life. And that's not something to take lightly. It's time to think before we engage. Are we contributing to the cycle of negativity? Are we letting gossip dictate how we interact with others online? It's up to us, as individuals, to decide how we want to show up in these digital spaces. We can choose empathy over judgment, truth over sensationalism, and respect over drama. So, next time you're about to share a rumor, or when you see someone being attacked online, take a moment to think, is this really helping anyone? Is it moving us toward connection, or is it just adding to the noise? Alright, now here's where I really want you to stick with me. Have you ever wondered why humans engage in this kind of behavior in the first place? Why does gossip, even harmful gossip, have such a magnetic pull on us? Stay with me to the very end, because I'm about to explain the deep psychological reasons that drive this behavior, and trust me, it's not what you think. So, if this video has made you think a little deeper about the world of online gossip and the responsibility we all share in this digital space, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the role of anonymity online? And how do you think we can make the internet a safer place for everyone? If you're enjoying these kinds of discussions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need to hear this. And hey, don't just scroll past. Drop a comment and let me know your take. Your thoughts matter, and together we can create a more thoughtful, empathetic digital world. Take care, and I'll see you next time.